This will be only the 7th time in 11 years that this award has been given, as we only consider doing so when someone or some group is so deserving that the board feels compelled to honor them. We actually have 2 recipients for 2015, and they have no idea that we'll be honoring them tonight. Would you join with us as we recognize Dan Parks of Delaware and Rusty Schultz of Alabama for this year? Dan and Rusty, please make your way to the stage.
Dan and Rusty, please make your way to the stage. So Dan and Rusty have been volunteers for every convention dating back to our first in 2005. They came to that convention as attended.
For those of you who may be wondering, Stan Golub was the recipient of the Board of Directors Award last year. He's a very close and dear friend of Rusty and Dan, so we wanted to make him part of this.
Both Dan and Rusty have been volunteers for every convention dating back to our first in 2005. They came to that convention as attendees, but before it was over, their volunteer spirit came through, and they would have it no other way but to be involved in every way they possibly could from that point forward. A few years ago, they took over as auction captains for one of the most important parts of our convention. They work very, very closely with other auction volunteers, making things happen in a very short period of time. They stay in close contact with the staff in the GSCO office, coordinating the auction far in advance of the events. Furthermore, you can never ask Dan and Rusty to help in any way. You don't immediately get a yes, just tell me what to do. We know that so many of you have gotten to know these 2 fine men over the years. Have you ever seen anyone with a better spirit? And GSCO can attest to that volunteer spirit as well. Dan and Rusty are also accomplished big game hunters. At the 2010 convention, Dan received his Capra World Slam Award. At the 2011 convention, Rusty was one of the first people to be honored for a Super 10. Then in 2013, Rusty received his Capra World Slam Award. And last night, you saw Dan receive his Ovis World Slam Award. So there you see that they're passionate hunters, and it's been said and emphasized much this week, hunting is the #1 conservation tool. Dan and Rusty are hunters, but they are truly conservationists. Once again, join with us as we applaud Dan Parks and Rusty Schultz as the joint recipients of the 2015 Board of Directors Award.